Hi, hello, welcome back to another episode of Mimi's Musings podcast. I'm your host, Google Mildred, and I'm so happy that you've joined me on another Wednesday for another review. Before I get on to today's episode, I just want to talk about what is happening in our country. I love being a Kenyan, but the incidences that have been taking place of late, they have just left me so devastated. Today is on the 12th as I record this, but this episode is going to be coming out on the 25th of June because I've just decided to be pre-recording so that I never have issues with Wi-Fi or something like that. So we're still heavy on the season of grief for Albert Ojwang. It is just so sad what happened to him. He was an only child to his father, and this man did such a heavy job that he described the work he used to do in order to be able to provide for his son, to educate him, to get him to the level that he has gotten. Albert was 31 years old when he was murdered. He was taken from his home, from his father's compound, driven all the way to Nairobi, and then murdered by the police. And I know they are taking us round and round. I don't know by the time this episode is going to be coming out if the perpetrators will be arrested already. I don't know what will be happening by the time this will be coming out, but I hope that we get justice for Albert because it's so sad. Justice will not bring him back, but at least we will know that these people are paying a price for what they are doing. You cannot oppress an entire nation. You cannot just keep doing this to people and expect that people are going to be okay with it. People have gone to the street. Today, during the day, people on the streets, and June, I saw somebody who asked online, is June the actual sacrificial month for this government? Because why are people dying so much? Last year, we lost so many Gen Zs, and now this year they've killed somebody who did not make even a mistake. The only mistake he did was repost something that the Standard newspaper put on their paper, and that warranted his death. Honestly, I'm really sorry to his family. My condolences go out to his wife, his little baby, because this child won't even know what happened to her father and the cruel way that his life was taken away until they're all grown. It's just so unfair. So my condolences go out to her, to Albert's wife, his dad, and his entire family. And those who can contribute, please contribute and help out his dad, because it's just so sad. It's just so sad that these are the times that we're living in. And the funny thing, and it's not even funny, the cruel thing is that it's not happening just in Kenya. It's now all over the world, leaders have just become crazy. I don't know. I just don't understand why. Because money can only take you so far. You die, I said this before and I'm saying it again. When you die, you'll not be buried by your money. And the family that you're trying to steal all this money for, they will just waste it because you did not get it the right way. So they will waste it because they know where you're getting the money from. It's not like they'll invest and do anything important with it. It's the same way how they say how you get them is how you lose them. How easily you get the money might be how easily you lose it. So be very, very careful. And I don't know what else to say. I'm just so sorry to his family. May he rest in peace. And even though I'm not supposed to wish ill on people, may his soul haunt them. The people who hurt him, the people who did this to him, the people who left his dad money. This dad came from the village with his title deed to bail out his son, only for him to be welcomed by her. Yeah, you need to sign this death notification. What is that? Or is it a death certificate? Something like that. Mungu tusaidie. Hii Kenya mali tunaelekea, it's very, very frightening. You're even afraid of talking. Even this, me just saying this might cause me problems. Somebody said that yes, you have the freedom of speech, but we cannot guarantee you freedom after the speech. What is that? And this is somebody who was saying this publicly. They're not even hiding it anymore. They're yeah, we're going to come for you. A police officer was telling a protester about the story ya Ojwang that nimekumark, nitakutafuta. Nitakukujia. Hey, I'm so afraid of watching the news nowadays, honestly, because every single day there's a death of somebody. Somebody has been killed by either the police, somebody was found dumped somewhere, extrajudicial killings, somebody has been, abducted, somebody this. The news are so devastating every single day, and going online nowadays frightens me. Going online frightens me. The episode that is going to come out next Saturday, but one, is going to be about things that I wake up in the morning and I go online and I just start crying, and it's in the morning. Because I'm like, why are these people walking around free? Why aren't they in prison? But people who just say the truth, they end up dead. But pedophiles and rapists and, people who commit gender-based violence, they are walking free out here. People who have killed are walking free out here. I wish this government had the urgency they had when that MP was killed while doing this investigation here, Albert. It's so disheartening. And I fear for us. I fear for all of us. I know people are saying that they cannot kill us all, but I wouldn't be surprised. Watuwe wote alafu wabaki rule the trees or something. Because I don't know. Mungu tusaidie, Mungu tubariki, hii Kenya yetu, like help us. This entire world needs some serious redemption. Because as I said, it's not just Kenya. But yeah, may God be with all of us. So on today's episode, I'm going to be doing a review of the South African movie called Disaster Holiday. Disaster Holiday is a 2024 South African comedy directed by Retabile Ramafakela. Whew, South African name, so I beg. They're just so hard to say. And I know they're hard for me because I'm Kenyan, but they're okay for South Africans. And they say them so well and so quickly, but I have to make sure that I'm saying, at least I'm trying to read the names as closely to the real thing as possible. So forgive me if I butchered them, but yeah. So the cast members are Kenneth Nkosi, he plays Joseph. This is the dad. Lunati Mampofu, she plays Nandi. She's the second wife, like Joseph's wife. Kopano Malasi, she plays Zamo. That's the firstborn. Lubabalo Tala, he plays Junior. He's the second born. Yeya Ralarala, she plays Lily. That's the last born. Tina Jaxa, she plays Dora. That's the kid's mother and Joseph's ex-wife. Daily Malinga, she plays Rosie. And Wayne Van Royen, he plays Tyrone, amongst other cast members. Now, if you like spoilers like me, continue with this video. But if you do not like spoilers, I'm urging you to leave right now. Go watch the movie. It's on Netflix. And then come back, listen to this review and tell me if you agree with me or if you do not. Because this is an official spoiler alert. Okay? Now, Disaster Holiday starts with this like workaholic. He's like married to his job. He's divorced from his first wife. He's married to a different wife, that is Nandi, and he's co-parenting with his wife, who's Dora. So it starts with him driving fast around Johannesburg, trying to get to the kids' school because the daughter Zamo had a presentation, I think, at the school, and he was supposed to be present, but he got late. So he drives and he goes to his home where he meets his wife, Nandi, and she gets into the car. They change the cars because the car he was in is a smaller one and the whole family couldn't fit. And so they get into the car and they drive to the school, and of course they are late. The presentation is already done. Their ex-wife, that's Dora, the kid's mother, is waiting by the car with the kids outside the school. And so he comes out apologizing. The ex-wife is upset. The kids are upset. The last born, Lily, is calling the dad Joseph. And I was like, hey, I know I call adults by their name. I know it. But that's her dad. He is present, even though like he works too much and doesn't see them as much as he should. I didn't like the fact that she was calling him by his name. And the thing I didn't like is because I know that her attitude doesn't necessarily come from the way the dad isn't always there, but maybe the mom says something as well. Because kids catch such things, they catch the sentiments behind the sentiment, and they always act out in such ways. So, anyway, he apologizes. The Dora is like, no, let's go. He tries to be like, no, I have to see the kids, and she threatens, you'll hear from my lawyers. And so she gets into the car with the kids and they drive off. Next time we see them, then court, they have this lady and they're talking, and Dora is like, she's trying to get full custody of her kids, but then Joseph is doesn't want that. But his job has just told him that him and his workmates, Tyrone, they're supposed to hand in a presentation which is going to determine which one of them is going to be fired. So they had this supervisor played by Jacques Adrians or something like that. Forgive me, I've forgotten the name of the manager, but he's the one who had told them. So when he goes to this meeting with Dora, he already has that information. They're supposed to go for this trip with the kids to Zanzibar. That is Joseph, Nandi, and the kids. They're supposed to go for a trip to Zanzibar for the holidays. But then the day they're supposed to be leaving is when this manager is telling them they're supposed to be giving a presentation in Durban. So he's like, okay, I'm supposed to go for like a trip with my children. And the man goes like, yeah, if you're not there, then the job goes to the other person. So when he meets with Dora, he's about to say that he cannot make it for the trip to Zanzibar. But then, of course, the way they talk, the way they explain things to him, he knows that he might lose his children as well. So he decides, okay, let me come up with a different plan. We're all going to Durban. He goes to see the kids and he tells them that instead of going to Zanzibar, we are going to go to Durban. The kids do not want that because, hey, we have been planning on going to Zanzibar and now you're telling us that we're not going to Zanzibar, we're going to Durban. Like, it's just here. And it's not, we're not even going via a plane. We are going to have a drive, like a road trip to Durban. He goes like, yeah, that's what we're going to do. And he's trying to convince them that it's going to be the best thing. He goes and prepares this dinner for his wife to tell her. And Nandi, of course, is not happy at the beginning. But then she goes like, okay, fine, we'll go. And so the trip begins. They leave from Johannesburg to Durban. Like, it was such a long trip. This trip had a lot of ups and downs. The first one, their car, like... He was checking his phone and the car veered off the road and it got stuck in mud and they had to pull it out and go to he removed the spare tire in the car because they had so many bags and the car was little. So he removed them from the boot and left them behind. So yeah, as soon as he did that, I was like, yeah, that's the first mistake you've done tonight, sir. So he did that and he left them. And so now they're stuck and the tire has burst. So they had to go and change it, I don't know, to a petrol station that was 2 kilometers away. They had to push it there or something, I don't know. And then they get back into the car. And this time it was Zamo who was driving, I believe. Yeah, they end up getting into a ditch because Tyrone and his family were at the petrol station where the car was being fixed, and they try to up him. Like, Tyrone was always trying to up him on something. And so they let Zamo drive. And as she was driving, Joseph was so happy. He goes like, let me get your phone and video this so you can send it to your mom. And he gives it to the brother. The brother, Junior, he starts recording like on live Instagram or something for her friends to see while talking trash. So she started fighting the brother while she's driving. She veered off the road again and parked just by the roadside. And then they all got out because she almost crashed with somebody. And then as they were out there trying to fight for the phone, the dad is yelling, blah, blah, blah. A lot of things are happening. The car starts driving because she didn't put it on. Is it supposed to be on neutral? I think. So it continued veering and it went and got into is it a dam or a like man-made lake or something? There was just a body of water there, and it got inside that water. So they ran for everything. This man was not supposed to work. Nandi had told him, "Do not work. I don't even want to see your laptop." But he had carried it in their butcher bags. So everybody was running for something in that car. Like the Nandi was like my wigs. She ran for her, for those. The kids were like our phones, and he was like my laptop. So everybody was running for something. Anyway, they don't have a place to sleep, so they have to find a place. They go where they had stopped. There was like I think a little restaurant or something. They went there and changed their clothes. Then the insurance company sent somebody to come and get them, a tow truck, which that driver was like, yeah, I know a place you can go and sleep. I know of a good B&B. I think that's a bed and breakfast. So they were like, okay, let's go. He takes them, I think, to the township where he is from, and that's where the mom has the B&B. And so she goes like, yeah, we have rooms, but they're all full. We only have one left, and it's a family one. So all of them cramp up on this bed, like it's two single beds joined together, and that's where all of them sleep. Joseph at night, he starts typing for his presentation, and everybody else is asleep. He's finished, and then he puts the laptop back in the Abuja bag and pushes it under the bed. And I'm like, yo, you're going to forget this thing. I saw it and I was like, you're going to forget this thing. And he did. So the next day, they're looking for a car to leave. Joseph is making calls to the insurance, and they're like, we'll have a car for you, but by tomorrow. And he wants a car immediately. So Marozi, that is the tow truck driver's ma, she offers them a car. And these are matatu, like hizi ni sandogwa van. And it's an old one. The mlango imevunjika. I don't know. It doesn't work. It's broken. Like it was just a terrible van. But anyway, it moved them from where they were to Durban. So they went, and just when they go to the resort, the hotel, they hadn't checked in, but the kids wanted to go to the beach, and so they had Nandi was like, let them just go. So they did, and he was like, I need to go and do my presentation, because that's all he was thinking about, because if he doesn't do it, he's going to lose his job. But eventually, because everybody runs to the water, and he does too, he's talking to the daughter, and he's like, he has this thing about when he was a kid, like was it the 7-year-old me or the 10-year-old Joseph or something like that, would have been very proud, would have blah blah blah. And the daughter is like, Dad, you think that you're the best dad, but like, what course am I going to do next year? He doesn't know. They have a moment about that. And so they are there. The person who was having the most fun in this show was Lily, because she kept getting lost. Everywhere they went, when they were fixing the car the first time, Lily went and found a family that was celebrating a birthday party, and she joined them, and she was having, was it a smoothie or something, and they were cutting cake. Like, this child enjoyed her holiday from the first moment. Everybody else was stressed, but Lily was enjoying herself. The second time, they get into a petrol station again because she wanted to pee, and they forget her inside there, and then they have the dad has to go back. The third, I mean, she kept getting lost so many times. So this time at the beach, she gets lost again. So while they're on the way back, they want to go back to the hotel now. They realize that she's not there. So the dad starts going around trying to find her. And she finds another kid who's wearing the exact same swimming costume that Lily has. And he goes to hug her, but then when the child turns, it's not her. The mom screams, this child's mom, and she's like, he's trying to steal my child, blah blah blah. Women come with handbags and they clobber him, they beat him up proper, and then the police are called. He's sent to jail. He's in jail. All their phones have issues, because remember, the car went into the dam, and so his phone, I think the police had taken his phone. His wife's phone was not working, and the children's phones, I think they had them, but he didn't have their numbers offhand. So he asked the police to allow him a phone call. They agree, but his wife's phone is off, and he has his phone, but he can't get access to it. So he remembers when he met Tyrone and the wife the first time, there was this picnic place. So when they met there, Tyrone's wife, gave him her card because she reads people's energy and stuff like that. So he remembered that he had it in his pockets. And so he called and asked Tyrone to come and bail him out. But then when Tyrone came, the wife, because they were looking for Lily on the other side, Lily had gone with these kids. She had gone to the aquarium. She had gone to all these places. She had face painting. She had played with the dolphins and everything. Lily was enjoying her life while everybody else was being like so stressed. The dad was arrested for crying out loud. So she comes back and she goes like, "Hi guys," and everybody's like, "Oh, hi Lily," and then they look aside and then, "Oh, Lily," and everybody is hugging her. So the Nandi is calling the police station to tell them, "Yeah, we had called to report a missing child, but like we have found her, she has come back." But then nobody's answering at the police station. So she goes there by herself to tell them like, "Yeah, we found the kid." But then when she's there, the police officer who had booked Joseph in goes like, "Oh, so you're telling the truth." So he goes like, "Oh, you've come to bail your husband out." Tyrone is already there. He explains and about the presentation the next day, blah, blah, blah. She gets upset. So he doesn't love us. He wasn't thinking about us. He was only thinking about work. And she leaves, not paying the nanny for him. And Tyrone had already left. So she didn't pay the... She didn't bail him out. So she left. And Tyrone had already left. So the guy didn't know that even his wife was there. He's in jail, he's in the cell, and he couldn't sleep the whole night. He kept being worried like his kid. Because you remember when he was arrested, he still thought the kid was lost. So he's worried the wife doesn't know where he is. He's worried about the kid being lost. And so he's in jail and he's just worried. So anyway, the other guys finally check into the hotel and they sleep and they're like, "We'll leave tomorrow morning. I've booked a flight out and you're going to go back to Johannesburg." And the kids agree. So the next day, they are at the hotel. They are downstairs, checked out. They have their bags. There's somebody waiting to take them back to into the airport. And Nani is being released from jail. Joseph. And while he's being released, the police officer goes like, "Your wife just left you here. She came here, she was very upset. I think they have left, blah, blah, blah." He gets this mtu wa nini, what are they called? Mkokoteni za huko. And this person drives him up to the hotel. When he gets there, he's told that they have already checked out. They're headed to the airport. Okay, so he takes the van that they had and he tries to follow them to the airport. On the way, he's stopped by this celebrity cop who was dancing on TikTok and on Instagram and stuff. So she starts asking questions. He tells them the story. He uses her phone to send a DM to the son because the son was laughing about the videos that this lady posts on her IG. And so he knew that the son follows her. So he DM'd her and that's how they got into contact and ended up meeting at the same place. So on the other side, the family on their way out, they realized that he was arrested because Tyrone's wife met Nandi while on their way out. And she was like, about the presentation, it's so sad that one of her husbands by the end of today will not have a job. And she was like, "What?" So he was telling the truth, blah, blah, blah. And so she goes like, "Kids, I think we made a mistake. Your dad is in jail and I didn't bail him out. I was going to do it today, but then I was just so upset about what he did yesterday. But yeah, we need to help him." So they take a car from the person who was supposed to take them to the airport and they drive back to Marosi's because the laptop was left there. So they go and get it. And on their way back, they see the message that the dad has sent to Junior's DM. And so they hear it because he's telling them, "Don't go to the airport. I'm on my way. I'm coming to you." And so they're like, "Okay, Dad, do not go to the airport. Come back to the hotel," because that's Nandi. Nandi tells Junior to tell him that. "Come back to the hotel. Let's meet there." So this police is so... she hears what she wants to hear. So she offered Joseph a ride back to go and find the family at the airport because he was like, "My kids are there at the airport with my second wife and blah, blah, blah." And she was like, "Yeah, I'm a second wife. Second wives are bad, blah, blah, blah." She hears what she wants to hear. On the way, because now Junior has sent a DM like, "Dad, don't follow us to the airport. We're headed back to the hotel. Meet us there." And I don't know, the way they were driving or something, somebody mentioned about death or being murdered or something, killed or something like that. And she was like, "What? Now there's death involved." I think she called the cops and everything. So these guys on their way back to the hotel, the moment the kids and Nandi arrive at the hotel. Police officers come from everywhere, blah, 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 with guns and nee. And I'm like, what is this? So they all come and they meet there and they're like, everybody hands up, and everybody puts their hands up, and then Joseph and the police officer arrive, and she goes like, everybody freeze. It was just a comical moment. And then Joseph comes and he's like, okay, the bosses come out, and because the presentation was happening that day at that hotel, so the bosses come and they're asking what is happening. Joseph tells the truth. And the wife, by the way, because she was calling and the kids were hanging up on her, so she took the first flight out. I mean, the ex-wife, that's Dora. So she came there and she was like, I'm going to go to the lawyers and I'm going to get custody of the kids. So Joseph finally just goes like, yeah, I'm a terrible dad, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, give the job to Tyrone. He's a better guy, blah, blah, blah. But then the kids go like, Zamo starts clapping for the dad, and she goes like, that is the best presentation. And I don't know, they twist things, and somehow that entire thing, like, he did everything he could for his family. And so he ends up getting the job, or rather maintaining his job. And they go like, maybe, I think his name was David. I don't know, that manager guy, I think his name was David, I don't remember, but the boss goes like, maybe he's the one who's going to be fired, like laid off. But Joseph, as he pitches for himself, he also goes like, that's going to be a lot of work and I might need Tyrone, so Tyrone doesn't lose his job as well. And it's good, it has a happy ending, because they maintain their job, and yeah, they finally have their holiday, I think. That's why it ended. I don't know what happens. I don't know why I usually remember the whole movie apart from where it ended. So yeah, I don't know how it ends. But I feel like that's how it ended, with them going back to the beach, yeah? I think. Or something. But yeah. That's as far as I can remember. Yo, I don't know why I never remember the endings, but I remember the rest of the movie. So anyway, I believe that's why it ended. He maintained his job, but I think duties were a little bit loose because he wanted to have time with his family, because he was like, I want to concentrate on my children and stuff. And the boss was like, yeah, that's why he got Tyrone as well. So anyway, that's the whole sort of the whole movie. Go and watch it and tell me how it ended, because I don't know if that's why it ended. I might have a different ending. I'm sorry. Just go and watch it on Netflix and then come and tell me, okay? So I love the movie. I love Kenneth, the guy who plays Joseph. I love him because he's always funny. The comedic timing was the best, always, as usual. And South Africans really do comedy really, really well. It's that thriller. Hey, it still haunts me. That Homewrecker movie. It still haunts me weeks after I'd watched it, because that was not a thriller. It was just terrible. But yeah, I love the characters, all of them. The chemistry was good amongst all of them. Lily had the most fun. During that trip, she enjoyed herself more than anybody else enjoyed themselves. So yeah, the chemistry between all of them was very, very good. The chemistry between Nandi and Joseph was very, very good. Oh yeah, I remembered how it ended. They went back to the beach and they were talking and having fun. The kids were having fun. And then Nandi comes back from the water. Nandi comes, yeah, at where Joseph was sat. And she goes like, I'm ready. And he asks, ready for what? And she goes like, ready to have a baby. And Joseph just was like stunned to silence. And the kids, all of them, because they were beside them or something, they came calling him, and she was also like, babe, or Baba. He was calling him something like that. The kids are trying to shake him out of his shock, but he wasn't. Yeah. That's how it ended. With him so shook, he couldn't talk, and the kids and the wife were worried. Yeah, that's how it ended. Yeah, that's how it ended. I don't know why I keep forgetting like the endings, but yeah, that's how it ended. So, as I was saying, the chemistry was good between Nandi and Joseph. They had such good chemistry. I loved Nandi. I loved her smile, and the music was good. I can't really remember any words to any songs, but there were beats here and there, and they were all good. I love the comedy. I loved Lily, although she kept disappearing. I loved her and I felt like she enjoyed that holiday more than anybody else. I like that driver who came because he frightened me as much as he frightened them. I loved Hey, yo. I love the music that was playing at Marose's B&B when they were approaching Marose's B&B. I loved it. But yeah, so I wish we knew what happened to the car. Like, did they get another car or what really happened? But, subtext and everything like that. So, as I was saying, the acting was good, the direction was good, cinematography was good. Like, that part with the dolphins and everything, these people wanted to show us Durban, and we did. The ocean, yo. As I said before, I want to go to Lamu, and this one just made me want to go to the beach. I do not care which one it is, as long as it has white sandy beaches. I want to go, and I want to be there, like right now. So God, listen to me. I want to go to the beach. So it was so good. South Africans always show off their country, which is good. It's Africa and they love Africa. So yeah, power to them. And yeah, I think I'm going to leave it at that. I'll just tell you to go and watch it. Personally, as I've said, I loved it. I loved every moment of it. It's a feel-good movie. It's a family movie. As you can watch it like after church on Sunday, just sit indoors and watch it the entire family, from the kids to the parents. It's a good laugh. And yeah, I think the whole family can enjoy it. Actually, I think it's rated PG. I'm going to give it I'll give it a 7 out of 10 just because it was funny. It wasn't like all that. Like, by the way, it's not a movie I could ever like sit down and watch it unless it was playing in the background, but it was still a good watch. Like, it's a good laugh. And every problem that they were facing was just like, oh no, oh no. And laughing and laughing and laughing, but I laugh easy. If something is good, I laugh and I laugh and laugh. So I'll urge you to go to Netflix and watch it, and then come back and tell me if you agree with me. Whenever I post this on Instagram, please go there and tell me if you like, and comment there as well. Tell me if you agree with me or not. Comment on the comment section down below and tell me if you agree with me or not, and let's discuss. Okay, while you're doing that, please remember to like, share, subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications so that whenever I post something new, you're always going to be the first one or among the first ones to come and watch. Okay, bye bye now. Love you.